Hey everyone, welcome back to the Empowering Minds Mental Health Podcast. Today, I am joined by the founder, Dene, of BDP Raw, a platform focused on lived experience, peer support, advocacy, and breaking the stigmas around mental health. So I'm glad to have you here today, and I'm looking forward to hearing your perspective. So let's start with BPD Raw and how all of this began for you. And again, welcome.
Thank you, Jennifer. I really appreciated for you to have me as a guest. So BPD Raw, actually, it started many years ago. I was actually in New York City, and I went into a pop-up shop called the Strangers Project. So basically, it's just a shot of letters on a wall.
Hmm.
So letters of hope, despair, lost love. So you can imagine how powerful that was. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't realize it would lead me to what I'm doing today. So, about 8 years ago, so 2 years after my visit to the shop in New York, I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder.
Mm-hmm.
So it was sort of something I realized once I knew the label, I hate the word label, but once I knew what was wrong with me, but we'll go into that more because I don't think it's something that's actually wrong. I actually think it's a superpower. Um, so it's all about how the world has changed. Many years ago, we had community, we had people that spoke to us, we had people that listened. And so today we don't have that as much. So I think I had it many years ago, but I was only diagnosed more recently because the way the world has changed.
Mm-hmm.
So um, years after that, I joined Facebook. So basically, we'll go back a little bit further. 4 years ago, I was in a court case for discrimination.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually won that for court case. It was found in my favour, but the company didn't take fault. It was that they didn't admit fault. They basically, yeah, okay, yeah, let's close the door. I went to the CEO of that company, not for myself. So after this all happened, I went to the CEO of the company. I wanted to give them some insight so it didn't happen to anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
They close they closed the door. And I thought, wow, for a company that wants to grow and show understanding, and they were in a disability sector, I thought, okay, nah, 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 nah. So that's when my voice started.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened is I went on to Facebook and I joined BPD support groups. And I noticed something very interesting. There was a lot of people that wanted to speak up. But in the social media space, when you're dealing with thousands of other people and you open up and like share your story, people were getting a great support, but at the same time, they were triggering traumas in other people, and other people would make bad comments, and then it would
Mm-hmm.
turn toxic. And the sad thing about it, what I noticed is these people were sharing their story, but the next time they shared a story, they were taking the labels that the people gave them and putting it on themselves.
Oh wow.
So I realized something. I thought, okay, what if we could take those stories, not put them online, or not put them in a format like that, but put it in a format so people can read and not give the immediate stigma towards it.
Mm-hmm.
So I created BPD Raw. So it's a platform where people can share their stories without the stigma. I'm also, and I've already got the manuscript ready, I'm creating a book. So to put those letters in a book so people are knowing that they can share their story without getting attacked, knowing that they are doing good, because if it is affecting one person in a good way, that is a major thing. And I strongly believe this is going to be a big seller, especially with therapists, because people don't people don't listen. They talk about borderline without to people without borderline.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's just been great. In the 3 months I've been doing this, I've got over 800 followers. The manuscript at this stage is 160 pages.
Oh, wow. Okay. So essentially, you've created a safe place and
Yes,
you have created stigma reduction. I love that.
yes,
Okay. So I'll have to follow your page so I can find out when your book prints. So I would love to read that just to educate myself even more. Yeah. Okay.
yes. That'd be great.
Yeah. So you talk about mental health from like lived experience perspective. So what do you think people sometimes misunderstand about the value of lived experience and support?
So many people think it's we're broken
Mm-hmm.
in lots of ways.
Mm-hmm.
Mental health is a superpower.
Yes.
And like, especially with people struggling. And we look, we all watch TV and we have we have, oh, we love that person, love that person. You would be amazed the amount of people that struggle with mental health that are doing so much for our community.
Oh yeah.
It's just it makes it like, whoa, okay, I love this. Oh, I didn't realize. And you'd be amazed. The person you love the most, it's probably the same struggles, exact struggles as yourself.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like that superpower. Your superpower is BPD because of your own lived experience. Now you're creating a platform to help others in a non-judgmental space. So I love that. I
Exactly.
love that.
Yeah.
So since BPD is such a stigmatized and often, well, you know what, borderline personality disorder. Maybe I should say that because some people may not understand the acronym BDP. But because it's such a stigmatized and often misunderstood diagnosis, what are some of the biggest misconceptions you've encountered about people living with borderline personality disorder?
One is we're unlovable.
Mm-hmm.
That is so untrue. Like, we feel stronger. And if we have someone who's in our corner, that love is, wow, wow,
Mm-hmm.
so powerful. And the fact that we need it, if we think about, and I hate the word normal, well, but let's use it, normal everyday relationships. They want the biggest ring. They want the picket fence. They want the lovely clothes, the beautiful dog. I
Mm-hmm.
tell you what, I wouldn't care if I lived in a paper box. We're not needy at all. We don't want all that. We just want understanding. So,
Yes,
yeah, that needy label is a load of crap. Excuse the French, but it is. It
it
is.
is. It is.
Yeah.
It is. Okay. And you said the word label, and it's so easy for people to do. And I don't think they necessarily like they intentionally mean to do it, but labels can really they can be harmful. They really can
Yes.
be.
Yes.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yes.
So listening to your work and things that you're doing, you spent time building peer spaces and advocating, which I love, within the mental health community. So what have been some of the challenges you've experienced in your work? And what have those challenges taught you?
Okay. So there are lots of traits to borderline personality disorder.
Mhm.
One of the major ones is depression. I actually don't have that. So that's been a struggle with me relating. Though I had a mother who had very bad bipolar, I know all about depression and how it can affect you.
Mm-hmm.
But I was a child when that happened. So a lot of it, though I was used to it, and in some ways I can be comfortable in that space because it's
Mm-hmm.
what you're used to. But sometimes I also hate it. I want it to go away because I've
Mm-hmm.
had so much in my life. And if my mother didn't have that, it's sort of a two-edged sword, Jen, that I loved that I went through that because it's given me the empathy I have today. But I also hate that I went through that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, especially another thing I struggle with is with the book. When I first came up with the idea, I had a lot of people interested. Oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes. But then I'd never hear from them again. So I'd struggle with the fact that I I didn't know what to say to them.
Mm-hmm.
So I sort of came up with the idea. I spoke to other people, give them a deadline. Give them a deadline. Don't leave
Mm-hmm.
the space open because
Mm-hmm.
when you give them a deadline, and that has worked. But I'll be honest, there's some things that haven't worked, and I've never heard from these people again. But if they're listening to this, I'm with you. I do understand. And it's okay if you can't
Mm-hmm.
do it. It's
Mm-hmm.
okay. I get it. I get it.
Gotcha. If I was listening, you're referencing some things with childhood. So on my caseload, one of my clients is diagnosed borderline personality disorder. And she has a young child, maybe I think the child is about 8. And so I found myself one day having to kind of be, I guess, like a mediator, if you want to say. Um, the child wanted to express to her mother how she feels when her mother is going through these episodes. And basically what she was saying was, Mama, I want us to get help because it impacts me too. So the mom was kind of a little bit upset at first, but then when she thought about it, they did eventually end up going to family counseling, um, involving in intensive in-home therapy and those type of things, basically teaching coping skills around the home, connecting the mom and the child to community resources. And so that was at least about a year and a half ago, but I still keep in contact with them, and they have actually made great progress. So I was glad that I was there to be a support at that time to kind of bring that connection between the mom and her daughter. So they have a healthy relationship. And so I'm very thankful for that. But
That's beautiful.
it is. And it was brave of her because again, yeah. Well, now she's probably 10. She was about 8 when she wanted to communicate. So that was really brave for her to, be able to share that with her mother. But I wanted to ask you something too. So for someone who may be listening later on, who may be struggling with their mental health or feeling like their diagnosis defines who they are, what would you want them to know?
Well, you're the author of your own story.
Oh yeah.
You can write your story.
Mm-hmm.
So many people just read the covers nowadays. Share your story. And if
Mm-hmm.
people don't want to listen, close the book.
Yeah, absolutely. That's good. I like that. Now, I just wanted to make sure too with you, did you have any resonating thoughts, any final thoughts that you wanted to share? If you wanted to share any information about how people can learn more about your work or connect with you and learn more about your work.
Well, I'm on many platforms, but the best one to go to, I have a fabulous website that has everything on. bpdraw.com. You can link me to everything. I do my own podcast, always looking for anyone that has lived experience with BPD. I love to be challenged. I love
Okay.
to be challenged because there's a lot of clinical people out there that tend to hone in on the labels, reach out to me. I love a good challenge. I love a good challenge.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for your resilience. There is such thing as recovery, even though that's something you may have to practice every day for the rest of your life. But I thank you too for advocating. So the name of the podcast is very strategic, the Empowering Minds Mental Health Podcast. So you've helped me to do that today to empower someone else's mind who will listen to this later on because you helped me as we discussed, the stigmas around mental health and just providing education. So again, I thank you for agreeing to come on to the podcast today, and I'll be in contact with you very soon.
You're welcome. Thank you, Jen.
Thank you. Take care. Thanks again.
You too.